Hello, little chickens. It's Agnes. I've got another viewer interesting question, and it's from Luli. Okay, Luli, you have said, I'd like to know if it's still possible to attract someone whose sexual orientation is different than yours. For example, a straight man to attract a specific girl, even though she's a lesbian female. Or if, in this case, the law of attraction does not work. Okay. Good question. So, let me give you some real life examples. It'll make it a little bit easier to understand it. So, when I was in Sydney, there was a guy that I knew that I was working with, and he was really attracted to this other guy. Now, the other guy was straight, and he had a straight heterosexual lifestyle. No one knew anything different. And so when he started to be interested in him, at first it looked like gay guy likes straight guy. This is never going to work. Okay? But what happened was, as they became friends and got to know each other, slowly, and they would go and meet at this other activity that they would both do about 3 or 4 times a week, and they would see each other regularly at this particular place. So they became just friends. My friend was attracted to this guy, and slowly over time, what came to the surface was that this guy was not heterosexual, but that he was either gay or bisexual. So, if anyone had asked me at that time, do you think it's possible? I probably would have said no, and this was years ago. But now seeing them together and knowing that the appearingly straight guy is now in a relationship with this friend of mine, you can see that how things start and how they appear isn't necessarily how they end up, you see. So, the beliefs that I can see in my friend was, I'm deserving, I'm worthy, I'm attractive, I'm secure, I feel good about myself, and this kind of developed naturally. And now they have a wonderful, loving relationship. So, hypothetically, let's look at that same situation if my friend had had some different beliefs. If he had thought, I'm not deserving, this guy is straight, there's no point in even trying. Wow, I find him attractive, but this is never going to happen. And any level of I'm not good enough, the people I want don't want me, I'm never going to get what I want, this is impossible. And though any of those kind of beliefs, one about himself and two about the other person and about the relationship, if he had had those beliefs and thoughts about the situation, there's a good chance this wouldn't have worked for him because it wouldn't have matched up, you see. So it's very interesting to see how this forks. So the law of attraction always works. It's always us that doesn't work. It's like saying the law of gravity doesn't work. It works whether you're tall or overweight or whether you're very small, whether you're a child or whether you're a baby or a 6'7" man, if you fall out of a window, none of that stuff matters. You're going to hit the ground. So law of attraction works irregardless. It's just echoing whatever beliefs you have that are deep within you, you see. So I have seen the total opposite, where someone goes after someone that is not the same gender preference. So a straight woman go after a gay man, and I know that she had the beliefs, no one wants me, men always leave me, I'm not good enough, I'm second best. Now in her case, like in the second example, the person was gay and they stayed gay. It didn't change. But the fact that she attracted someone that was never going to change and was committed to their preference really makes you look back at, of course he was a vibrational match to her beliefs. I never get what I want, men always leave, or I'm not wanted, or I never get a loving relationship. So you go after people that are totally unavailable, you see. So it's a very interesting question, Luli, because it's not black and white, because in the first instance, everything would have said, you know, you can be friends with that guy, but he's actually straight and you're gay, so why waste your time? But there was a friendship developed, and there was a deep connection, and then there was chemistry, and then there was also the fact that behind the scenes this man wasn't straight to begin with, but hadn't expressed it yet. So it's very interesting. And you know, these people are still together, so it wasn't just a flighty thing that happened for a couple of months and then off it was gone. But so you can see in both instances what you think, feel and believe about yourself then brings in a vibrational match, as it did in the first case, first example I gave you, and as it was created in the second example with the woman as well. Okay? So the thing is, you got to be sure, well, you got to be as sure as you can be about which sets of beliefs you have before you step into something. Now, the person that I'm referring to knows the first one with the guy. He doesn't do law of attraction, doesn't follow any of this stuff, and neither do we talk about it. But it was fascinating for me to watch the example play itself out with the viewfinder of the law of attraction, because the result was beautiful and love. There was no hurt, there was no angst, there was no betrayal, there was no someone offering something and someone rejecting them, you know, it was nothing like that. It was very slow, very allowing, very creating a friendship, not jumping into sex, really enjoying the mind, really enjoying exploring things about family, things about work, things about exercise, and getting to know each other as two people. And it was such a wonderful allowing for me to watch, and such a wonderful example. So your question has been very interesting, because observing that has been really interesting and fascinating for me. So, Luli, there you go. I know we've had a few to and fro's to finally get a response to this, but we're there. So lots of love, and that's all I have to say. Oh, one more thing. If I ever do a YouTube, and I've said that I will put something in the description and I forget, because sometimes I do 2 or 3 YouTubes in a row and I do go back, but if it's kind of 10-minute long, I don't want to re-listen to work out what I talked about. So I try and write it down and remember, but if by chance I've put a YouTube up and you can see that you've gone to look for something and I haven't done it, please shoot me through an email, not so much in the thread, because these days I don't have time to answer all the threads because there's 500 YouTubes, so I might not get back to it. But shoot me through an email. My email address is in the description of every single YouTube that I do, okay? So everybody, lots of love, happy manifesting, lots of good self-love, especially during the next month where people start to go a bit crazy and don't look after themselves and get stressed out, strung out. Please remember to sleep. Please remember to eat properly. Please remember to drink lots of water. Please remember to exercise a little bit, not just for your body, but for your mind. Okay? Lots of love.